Welcome back to Ceramics 2. In this video I'm going to show you how to attach a regular sculptural handle for your pitcher. So in class, this is the pitcher that I made that had kind of the beak spout idea. Then outside of the video, I pulled this handle. Okay, and I've let it sit. I've used the hair dryer in class to get it to be stiff. So it's just a little bit bendy, teeny tiny bit pliable, but not too much. Now what I'm going to do is I kind of know where I want to attach this. I want to attach, just like in the other one, I want to kind of cut it here and attach this bottom piece so that this is going to line up. Okay, so I'm going to cut this top piece so that it's like a vertical cut. I'm going to recycle my leftover chunk of clay. Then I'm going to score and slip this area here because this clay is kind of dry. So instead of doing the other method, I'm going to actually use score and slip method here. And I'm going to score and slip this bottom area here where I know I'm going to attach it as well. Okay. So it's still, as you can see, it's maybe a little bit too wet, but it's pliable. So there's my scoring and slipping on that one. Then I'm going to score and slip here. Remember, you want to have your handle directly across from your spout. So I'm going to score and slip this top edge of my vessel and like kind of around the edges because I'm going to pinch that clay down. It's pliable. It's just enough that I can attach it on. So I'm going to score, do my slipping, and then I'm going to score right below there. And slip. Now one thing about this method is you kind of do have to be ready for a little sculpture. So I'm going to set this here, pick up my handle, and you'll notice it's not perfect. It is like bending a little bit too much, but we're going to attach this bottom piece. Just going to kind of gently squish it in. I'm going to attach this top piece by gently squishing it on. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much holding its form, which is what we're after. Now that it's got its form held on, I'm going to use just a wet finger to press this clay into the form itself, both on the inside and the outside. Now you could do this so that it's not coming off the rim. You could do it coming off the side, you could of the pot. You could do it coming off somewhere else on the pot. I'm just doing it on the rim to kind of exemplify what could be done or how one might use this technique to make something that's different than what we've made before. All right. Now, you would clean up these edges just like you would if you were attaching, to slabs or something. You'd want to clean up the edges. And if you have any edges that don't look like they're super solid, like right now this little edge right here on the side is not looking so awesome. It's just like a little, I don't know, it's not quite finished looking. I'm just going to grab a little chunk of clay, just a little fresh clay, and add it in. Okay, it's kind of scored and slipped already, but always score and slip dry old clay. This rim is dry. So I'm going to score and slip that. The handle is still like kind of wet enough that it's going to accept, but I'm just going to take this little wedge of clay here, shove it in, and then smooth it down so I can get a kind of nice transition. And at this point, this is where it's like a sculpture thing. You're like, oh, do I like this shape? It's a little bit too thick here, I'm going to trim some away, or it's a little too thin here, I'm going to add some on, and you can kind of sculpt your handle more than pulling it. Okay, we pulled that handle ahead of time, and now we're sculpting it and adding it into our work. Okay, so now you'll see that transition is a little bit more smooth and round. And this is where, if you're planning and you're looking in your plan book, there it's a little bit more round. You can kind of see how I've added that clay on and smoothed those corners out. Now I can take this other piece and really squish it in. So that this handle gets fully squished into there. I'm going to take my beloved popsicle stick and clean up this edge so it's smooth and trimmed. And at this point I could add more things on. Since it's a sculptural handle, I could add more details on if I wanted. Okay, but now I've got this like sculpted handle. It's kind of got an interesting form. It's not quite as pointy as I wanted it. I wanted it to be more like that. So since it's pliable, I can kind of bend it and it will end up holding its shape. So there we go, I wanted it to be more of like a triangular shape. All right, now what I can do is I can leave this sit and stiffen up even more. Okay, now this is how to make a sculptural handle by pulling it first, letting it sit and get stiff, and then working with it more like it's a sculpture than like you're pulling a handle per se. All right, so we'll call this a sculptural pliable handle because this handle is still pliable. All right, so if this is something you're interested in, it's an option for level 2. Thanks for joining me for making a pliable sculpture handle.